Hey, shalom, shalom. Let me just check the feed as usual. It might do the matrix thing. So, one sec. Let me just check it. See how it looks. Just checking out for live. Okay. All right, we're good. I think we're good. All right. Can you hear me out there? Shah, is my volume good? All right. Let's go back. All right, Salaki out there. This is how it is when you go live. The setup takes a little longer. Okay, so here we are. So first off, I like to say, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rachwa Kodesh, Thawada, Yahweh, for giving us, Yahushai, double honors to the apostles of GMS who have the 100% spirit of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai in them. Double honors to the CT bishops, our Big Akim, and of course, greetings and salutations to the Akim in this country and all over the world who are prophesying in the true name of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, which is none other than the power of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and anybody who are descendants from those people on their father's side. Shalom to those who are scattered abroad. I am your Iquab, Lord willing, serving the King of the universe, King Yahushai, from the power of Yahweh. Okay, as you can see there, the title is straight from this article from Russia Today. It's Russia holding biggest strategic naval drills in decades. Okay, let's read that again because it sounds like music to the ears. All right, gospel, right, which means good news to the true worshipers of the Most High and the Lord. All right, and that's none other than the elect. All right, of the nation of Israel, you out of the 12 tribes who believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? So, with this title, you should be, men of those believers of Yahweh Yahushai, the elect, are excited. All right. So let's read it again. Russia holding biggest strategic Navy drills in decades. Okay. So we're going to read this article, and I just have one or two scriptures to bring out. But of course, I'm bringing it out, Lord, one to the Spirit, because first thing I saw or what happened, my eyes popped out because I said, damn, if you follow, the military, um, military games lately or watching the military of the nations, they've been doing some called war games for a few decades now. Well, really intensifying past 16, 18 years. And let's say 10. And all nations to the past 10 years have been doing war drills, or I forget the actual term, but like war drills and certain drills to exercise and showcase their military power. China has done it. Russia has done it in the past. So anyway, to get to the point, the reason my eyes popped out when I read this article, because if they've been doing drills and it's been pretty big. They had the biggest drills in the world already. I remember they had a big one a few years ago, 5 years ago, 6. It was a big Russia, you know, um, a big Russian military drills showcasing their military might and power. And, winds up being that they're holding recently they've been holding their more bigger strategic naval, well, it says naval event in decades. So that's a big deal, man. And it all points to, again, World War III, right? Which is, of course, prophesied in the scriptures in the Holy Bible, right? Which is this Bible is the word of the Most High, the Father, through his son Yahushai, right? So we know that this is the major prophecies of the Lord's comeback, because he is called the deliverer, right? Or the savior. He's literally going to deliver us from harm and danger. That harm and danger, right, and destruction is going to happen in the midst of World War III. So it has to happen, all right? World War III and the Lord's comeback is like peanut butter and jelly, all right? My favorite analogies. But anyway, all right, so let's read this drill, man. Let's read this article. It'll be in the description box. Again, this is a big deal, man. Big deal. A lot going on. All right. Russian holding biggest strategic naval drills in decades. All right. And I'm getting an alert from Russia today as we speak. I wonder what that's all about. I just got an alert just now. Anyway, I'll look at it after the show. All right. So, Slovakia. All right. It says Chinese warships. And this is my first time reading it too, so we're reading it together. Chinese warships and aircraft are also taking part in the ocean. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna have to put that in the title. In 2024 exercise. You see? Wow. See? I didn't even read that, man. This is a big deal. Russia and China. Okay. The two biggest, strongest militaries in the world besides Babylon the Great America, they're exercising together. All right. I remember Apostle Har made a good point years ago. China by itself could take out America, man, based on its population. You know, you got a billion of those Moabites over there, and just their middle class. Their middle class is the whole population of America, Babylon. All right, I think America is about 330 million people, or 50 million, 350 million people, something like that. So that's the whole middle class population of China. Yeah, so I mentioned their military. Their military, they could just sacrifice part of their military to take out this place. Anyway, Slovakia. So it says Russia has launched the biggest naval drills in its modern history. President Vladimir Putin has announced the Ocean 2024 exercise kicked off on Tuesday, and it expected to be held simultaneously in the Pacific and Arctic Oceans, as well as the Mediterranean, Caspian, and Baltic Seas. All right, this is so today is Tuesday. All right, and this article came in today, this morning. All right, so again, they're holding the biggest military naval exercises in decades. This is a big deal, man. And it says the Pacific, Arctic Oceans, right? It's a pretty big area. Talk about two oceans in Mediterranean and Caspian and Baltic Seas. All right, I gotta look at the map for the other ones, but that's a large area, man. Okay, as you can see, I might use that for the thumbnail, the picture there. Okay. So what it says, ships of Russian Pacific Fleet begin to strategic exercise Ocean 2024. All right, so let's read here. It says the aim of the drills is to assess the combat readiness of the Russian Navy and the Air Force, as well as to check their interoperability. So like I can't say that word, interoperability, Putin said as he joined the opening of the exercise via video link. The maneuvers involved more than 400 battleships and submarines, as well as auxiliary vessels, some 120 aircraft, and over 90,000 personnel. It says the exercise is set to include complex operations involving simulated launches of high high precision weapons. Okay, Putin said at meeting that what Putin said at a meeting that was attended by Defense Minister Andrew Belosov. All right, so look at that. They had, I remember I did shows years ago, but it's well known that Russia has the um, highest performance military weapons on Earth. So when he says high precision weapons, that's true. Remember them German scientists over there in Germany as well. You know, creating what you see over there. That's why they're so advanced. Again, another prophecy. All right. It says the drills would employ the experience the Russian troops had gained during the ongoing conflict between Moscow and Kiev, the president said. Oh, we got a video. Let's look at the video. See what this do. Запустить дизель-генератор номер 2, поднять 4. К старту готов. Есть. И задействовать зал. Yep, that's what they doing. All right. You know what? That was a nice sight, man. Let's look at that again. Again, we represent, or I represent Yahweh Bashim Shai. I don't represent Russia nor support them or America. I support the prophecies of Yahweh Bashim Shai and the prophecies of the Lord speak about World War III between Gog and Magog and which is Russia, Ezekiel 38 against Great Babylon the Great. All right. So I just wanted to put that in there. But, again, it's prophesied America. Babylon's going to be destroyed. So let's look at this again by nuclear fire. All right. Запустить дизель-генератор номер 2, поднять 4. К старту готов. Есть. И задействовать зал. Yeah, man. Russia's not playing. They've been not playing, man. Yeah, put that on pause. They've been not playing, man. All right. So let's continue. It says the Chinese military are also taking part in the Russian drills. Wow, look at that. I got to put that in the title. 4 vessels and 15 aircraft at the People's Liberation Army have joined the exercise. The head of the Russian Navy, Admiral Alexandry Moseev said. It said representatives. Yeah. All right. It says representatives from 15 other nations were also invited to the drills as observers. Man, so they're putting on a show. Moscow plans to pay special attention to strengthening military cooperation with friendly nations. The nation's president said such cooperation gains this is particularly important against the background of the growing geopolitical tensions. Oh, what does that mean? Geo means earth. So earth politics, tension, right? Or the world, right? Earth is the world. So the world, the earth, the world World's political world through their governments are having tension, which would mean what? World War III. All right, that's what geopolitical tensions mean. Okay, so that's World War III. He basically said Washington is trying to maintain its global military. Up now, he's naming names and political dominance at any cost. Putin warned the U.S. is using Ukraine in a bid to inflict a strategic defeat upon Moscow, but America and its satellites have also built up a military presence in Europe, the Arctic, and the Pacific under the pretext of containing Russia and China, he said. So, yeah, you see? So he's saying that Russia has built, has, fought a proxy war through Ukraine. They have set up strategic satellites in that area, right? And also built, like I said, military presence, right, in Europe, surrounding Russia, right? And the pretext they say is containing Russia and China, right? So this is a direct uh, showcase of their power to the West, all right? All right, because they're telling you they're not going to be dominated by a bunch of devil hypocrites, man. All right, which America is. All right, bunch of a diabolical nation, man. They're not going to be ruled by a bunch of degenerates. All right, but overall, thus said yeah, the Bible, because remember the World War III is between Russia and America, which the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to save us from. That's why the omen nomen of his name, he will perform it, man. He's going to deliver his elect. Anyway, according to the president, Washington and its allies openly speak about their plans to deploy short and medium range missiles to the island in the Western Pacific to, and to some nations located in the region. The U.S. seeks to get a sizable military advantage through its aggressive actions and thus break the existing security architecture and the balance of power. The Russian leader warned, adding that such actions provoke arms race. Yeah, so again, Russia's has been, America, they've been, trying to get with their allies and build relations with them, right? To like he said, to build up a sizable military advantage over Russia and their affiliates or allies, right? But again, Russia and China, they're not having that, man. Again, biblical prophecy, all right? Biblical prophecy talks about World War III, the third woe, all right? So look, man, it's happening, all right? Russia must be ready for any potential scenario, the president said, adding that the armed forces should provide reliable security to both Russia's sovereignty and its national interest. It said the Russian Defense Ministry has published several videos of the Ocean 2024 drills. The clips feature Onyx and Uran cruise missiles being launched from a mobile coastal basin and Baal missile system. Onyx supersonic missiles are capable of hitting targets of a distance up to 800 kilometers, and it can travel at almost 300 times the speed of sound. All right, 800 kilometers. I mean, that's probably like 405 miles, man. Something like that. All right, man. That was the article. So I do have a precept I want to bring out. We already saw that. So yeah, this is an excellent article, man. I mean, look at this. Russia holding biggest strategic Navy drills in decades, and then I didn't even realize China warships and aircraft are also taking part. So only the elect really know what's going on, man. We know World War III is coming. All right, we already know. So let's go to the blue letter. We're going to go to, let's go to Romans. Okay, what's this here? I just got to pull it up. Yeah, we'll go to Romans. You probably know what I'm going to get already. Romans 13. Okay. So right here at 13 and 11, right? Slack. Okay. So it says, Romans 13 and 11, it says, and that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed. All right, Romans again 13 and 11, it says, and that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. And the scriptures talk about there is times, right? There are times associated with certain events, like it says in um, Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. All right, in those events, I'm talking about generational events, through a generation, or or even a season, 10, 20 years. For example, Israel, when King Solomon was ruling, we had peace for 40 years, no war, so because that was a time of peace. The king of peace, right? Solomon means king of peace. Where am I going right now? We're going to Ecclesiastes, right? Right. So again, it says Ecclesiastes 3 and 1, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. All right. And right now we're in the latter days. We're in the time of the end. We're in the end times. Okay. Um, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up, time to weep, time to laugh, time to mourn, time to dance, time to cast away stones, time to gather stones together, time to embrace, time to refrain from embracing, a time to get, a time to loose, a time to keep, a time to cast away, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time to keep silence, a time to speak. And the point, verse 8, a time of love and a time of hate, and a time of war and a time of peace. So right now, right, if you look at the times around you, all right, you look at what's going on in current events, obviously we're in a time of war, all right, especially with articles like this, with things that these nations are doing, especially Russia and China, collaborating on the major military naval drill that's been done more in a few haven't been done in decades, man. So what time we in? Time of war. There's no love going on here, right? And there's no peace because there's literally no peace, right? That's how you know what time it is, man. Right? So, again, like I said, when King Solomon was ruling, that was a time of peace. All right. And now we're in a time of war. All right. And the scriptures, we go back to Romans 13, it tells us to what? As having the faith and to believe in the Most High. It says what? It says, and that knowing the time, right? We're supposed to know the time. The true believers know what time it is, right? That now It is high time to wake out of sleep. The great awakening, Ezekiel 37th chapter, right? So the time, well, let's read. For now is our salvation nearer than we believed. All right. So the salvation, right, to be saved, which you're not saved from anything if it doesn't involve uh, danger and harm. All right. So there's nothing more dangerous and harmful than a World War III. All right. People don't die. You got cities that die. Buildings get exploded. Thousands of people die at once. Right. And this ain't the wars of ancient world. This is a military war. Military, technological advances, like Putin just said, precise, precision military weapons, man. Pinpoint accurate. That could take out thousands at once. You see what happened in the Fat Boy and Little Boy, Hirosaki in Japan, right? You stop people suffering today being born mutated because of the radiation uh, that came from those atomic bombs when in World War II, which is prophecy in the scriptures too, when America dropped bombs on Japan. All right, so again, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed. Again, you have Russia testing these highly performance military weaponry, having naval drills, joining with China, right? So again, the men of the Lord, the people who believe, they know what time we're in, all right? And they're waking up out of their sleep, which proves Ezekiel 37th chapter, the Great Awakening, and it proves to you that the salvation of the Lord, his deliverance, which we need to be saved from the greatest harm that's ever going to be seen, which is makes sense. It would have to be nuclear weaponry, nuclear missiles, World War III. That in that time, the Most High's people are going to wake up, and that's happening. You can't escape. You can't. Excuse me. You can't deny the world waking up to who the true people of the Lord is, man. And his name is back. The night is far spent, the days at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. The night is far spent, the days at hand. Night is really represents wickedness. The night before the kingdom, because the kingdom is also known as the Lord who is bringing in the kingdom is known as the day star or the bright and the morning star. We know that a sun, right, in the solar system, in our solar, a sun is basically a star, all right? And obviously a sun brings in, your day, dusk till dawn. It brings in your day. So the Lord, he's that star or that sun who's bringing in the day of the kingdom. All right. We see it now through the prophecies acting out, through Israel waking up, through these prophecies happening before our eyes, man. So the night is far spent, the days at hand, because the Lord, he's that sun who's shining upon the nation of Israel through the knowledge of the Lord or the light of the Lord to wake us back up out of this darkness, right? Because that's what happens when the sun rises and shines his light on the people. It wakes animals, all creatures up on earth. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. That's right. And the works of darkness is basically Satanism, believing in this new world order agenda by the elite banking families, believing in these worldly philosophies and these false religions that have gotten our people nowhere, right? Just more screwed up, more in the ghetto. Even believing in America, where's that gone our people? The proof is we're degenerates, shootouts, filling up the jail cells. So these are the work of darkness, really, to believe in this world, because it ain't added up to nothing, man, but chaos. You see, the presidential debate is about to come up tonight. That's going to be legendary, man. But it's going to show the stupidity of the candidates and the people, because you people are so stupid now. I was talking to my brother Nas, Elder Nas. And he made a good point to say, like, yo, man, at least when we were growing up in the 80s and 90s, you had the presidential candidates. They were actually believable, you know. They're more competent, you know. And why? Because the people were smarter then. Okay. But now these times, you know, speaking of times, like the scriptures say, these times are so stupid and degenerate and like a retarded level that you could put anybody up there. You could put a porn star, you could put a rap artist to run to be president, and he probably win, man. You know, now you got Kamala Chameleon, they call her Harris, or Kamala. I ain't gonna get it hard. Kamala come Harris. I mean, why I said it, but that's kind of hard. But hey man, it's well known how she got to the top. You know, on the casting couch for in the political world, rising. You know, Willie Brown. She was her mistress. You know, so I only brought that point up. You had Biden up there. You got Trump, who's a pop star. These people are running to be your leaders. Why? And it's working. Why? Because the times now are so much more degenerate than the 90s and 80s. So you can get anybody up there to run. But anyway, the point is to believe in this, the policies of America, whether it be the 80s, 90s, especially now, right? These are all the works of darkness because it ain't added up to nothing. You know, you voted for 4 years and shit just been getting worse. So you got to believe in something else, which is what the prophecies, the Lord, Yahweh Shai, his government, his laws. It says, and let us put on the armor of light. Oh, there goes Satan. I'm going back to this. Yeah, let's put on the armor of light, which is what? There's knowledge, there's truth, which starts with what? Is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which the beginning of wisdom is the commandments. All right? And the fear of the Lord is wisdom of the commandments. All right? So it's all related, you know. True wisdom according to the Most High is his commandments. That's where it starts. All right? Those commandments are orders, instructions, some ceremonial laws, and these instructions are only given to the Most High's people, number one. All right? So that's what our people got to go to, man. Not this America, not these politics. You got to go to Yahweh Shai. And he's only calling on us. And furthermore, he's only calling on the elect. You know, this world is simulation. Like the scriptures say about the nations, they have no spirit, man. They're less than nothing. And Esau, he's the devil. He's the wicked. So he's going to get the unadulterated wrath. All right? The full-blown wrath, like the scriptures say, without mixture. He's going to get the judgments of the Lord, which is the full wrath of the Lord, man. All right? No chasing, man, with the Lord's wrath. All right, verse 13, finish up. So again, only this is for the elect to wake up to his knowledge, right? In his system. Okay. It says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put ye on the Lord Yahweh Shai, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. And that's what all boils down to, you know. So while we have this knowledge, which we believe in, right, we are, at the end of the day, walk honestly as in a day, meaning having integrity, you know, not, you know, like it says, riding, drunken, and even wantonness, meaning even worshiping other philosophies, you know, even being just not only disciplined in your health and your actions, drinking, whatever have you, but that's really talking about even your faith, really. You know, hold on fast to the commandments. Don't be a sellout like these other false prophets. Don't take the bag. First you teach Yahweh Shai perfectly one day, like 20 years ago from a you know who, and all of a sudden you know the name don't matter no more. And you teach that as a leader. Right? So believing in the Lord, believing in his son Yahweh Shai, right? Do not even believing in these false doctrines, man, these false Israelites who are breaking down the scriptures wrong. Don't go believe in this and then all of a sudden I'll believe in something else. You know, like even in under the camp. All right, you guys stay with the truth, man. As strife and envying, right? It says, but put ye on the Lord Yahushai and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. So at the end of the day, before the Lord gets back, we are to just stay strong in the faith. You know, hold fast that how which is learned, right? And then eventually, you know, we have to continue battling the flesh, right? And fight through the Spirit of the Lord. Because these bodies ain't coming with us. We got the Lord has new bodies for us, man. In these chariots. You know, perfect God bodies, man. No sinless bodies. This is a body of sin. So it says to fulfill the lust thereof. Yep. Because the ultimate lust is going to be fulfilled. You know, the wicked, they're going to give in to the MOTB. You know, they're going to give in to the mark of the beast, man. They're going to give in to the system of Esau. You know, they're going to not believe in the miracles of the Lord, so they're going to take that chip to eat. You're going to try to take that chip to survive, get food, just live on the grid and think you're fine, right? But the people who don't take that MOTB, we're not going to be promised food every day. We're not going to be even promised a job or even a home. You may need a MOTB to live life. So what is a much better way to test somebody if they believe in something when all that's taken away from them? So now that makes room for the Lord's miracles, man. Okay, that's what's around the corner. The Most High's miracles through Yahweh Shema Shai. Because when we got no power, no water, no food, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We got to believe in the Lord. That's what He's gonna do. He's gonna do His miracles, right? These miracles, these spiritual power, is gonna come back from old. All right, it's gonna come back, and then these dummies, you know, they're gonna want to believe. You know what I mean? You know. So anyway, that was that. You know, like the scriptures say, the men of the Lord, they stood stiffly unto death, even to get beheaded for this word. Revelation 20, I think 4 and 5, I believe. Right? So why? Because the Lord's going to provide for us anyway, even through if we get beheaded, because we're going to be still saved. All right? Still saved in the chariots. Remember, the dead shall rise first. Anyway, I'm yapping, but big news. The article will be in the description, and that's it, man. So at World War III is inevitable. All right, is inevitable, man, and that's it. So Kala Halal, things are speeding up. Kala Halal, Yahweh Shema Shai for what he's doing over there. You know, with stirring up the nations on both sides to bring in this World War III. They're gonna do it, man. He's gonna harden their hearts. Anyway, Kal Halal, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rahwa Kodash. Thawadi Yahushai, Thawadi Yahweh for giving us Yahushai, the blindness to the apostles and bishops of GMS, and shalom to you out here in this country and all over the world. Shalom.